maailmas on miljoneid kristlasi, keda usu tõttu tagakiusatakse. Nende kodumaal on evangeeliumi kuulutamine väga ohtlik. Märtrite hääl on abiks tagakiusatuile, et nad võiksid oma usku välja elada ja viia häid sõnumeid edasi neile, kes seda veel kuulnud pole.
Tere tulemast kõigile vaatama järjekordset Eesti oma saadet Märtrite hääl. Ja on suur eesõigus olla kaasas Jeesuse suures missiooni käsus, minna kõikjale maailma, kuulutada evangeeliumi kogu loodule, ka suletud maades, kus on kõige suurem vastuseis evangeeliumi levikule, kus Jumala lapsed, Jumala sulased kuulutavad evangeeliumi oma elu hinnaga. Ja meie eestlastena saame olla kaasas selles võitluses hingede pärast, pimedates paikades, kõige pimedamates paikades, kus Jumala valgus paistab läbi nende töötegijate. Ja meil on Eestis kõik hästi, tänu Jumalale, meil ei ole sõda, meil on heaoluühiskond, poed on kaupa täis ja koguduses saame vabalt käia ja saame vabalt kuulutada evangeeliumi. Aga me võime mõelda, et kui palju või vähe me siis teeme seda Eestis. Meil on vahest isegi väga raske minna tänavale evangeeliumi kuulutada kellegile või oma naabrile. Aga nendes maades, mida Märtrite hääl toetab, on lapsed kodust välja visatud peredest, kui nad pöörduvad Kristuse poole. On evangelistid, kes kuulutavad terroristidele, kes neid piinavad. Ja on inimesed andnud kõik, et teenida Kristust ja head sõnumit viia sinna, kus seda pole kuuldud. Aga täna siis meil on saates on Indrek Luide, kes on Eesti Evangeelse Alliansi esindajana siin kohal ja on Bhagyasri Indiast, kes elab Eestis. Temaga vestleme hiljem. Aga kõigepealt ma tahaksin küsida mõned küsimused Indrekult kui Eesti Evangeelse Alliansi esindajalt, et miks on meil üldse vaja Märtrite hääle tööd Eestis?
Võiks öelda, et teatud mõttes Märtrite hääle toimimine on toiminud aga väga sellises põrand all. Või teiste sõnadega Eesti Evangeelne Allianss siiamaani on ka kutsunud ju üles novembrikuus korraldama kannatavate kristlaste palvepäeva. Ja nii palju, kui siis sellel hetkel on informatsiooni kannatavatest kristlastest, kes on ka siis märtritena toimetamas või on kuskil vanglas või nii edasi, oleme andnud koos kirikute nõukoguga sellise üleskutse ja ongi toimunud novembrikuus selline Märtrite hääl. Aga ma arvan, et kui sa juba rääkisid päris alguses, et me oleme evangeeliumi kuulutajad mitte ainult oma kodumaal ega oma naabrile, vaid me oleme ka kutsutud üles ka maailma äärteni. Ja seda enam nendesse paikadesse, kus on nüüd suletud maad, nagu sa nimetasid, et need nõuavad tohutut palvetamist. Ja ilma palve toeta ei ole võimalik neid uksi lahti kruvida või lukud lahti lüüa. Ja selle tõttu iga kristlane, kui ma olen aru saanud, vähemalt nii palju, kui mina pühakirjast aru saanud, et me oleme seotud mitte ainult oma naabriga, vaid ka ülemaailmse evangeeliumi kuulutusega. Ja eriti need kohad ja maad, kus väga raske on evangeeliumi kuulda või kus on väga suur surve, siis me saame siin ja nagu sa nimetasid sellist majanduslikku rõõmuaega meile Eestimaal. Ja mis tähendab, et majanduslik rõõmuaeg võib meid viia nagu sellisest missiooni meelest nagu eemale. Aga tegelikult nüüd Märtrite hääl, mis on nagu tekkinud siia Eestimaale ja sa oled selle eestvedajana, et tuleb nagu taas uuesti värskendada kõikidele kristlastele, kes Eestimaal on, et me ei ela ainult enda pärast, vaid meie vastutame ka teiste maade pärast, kes meie mitte väga lähedal, aga ikkagi vastutavad, sest siiski me meenutame aastast 1917 või midagi sellist perioodi, kus ikka siit veeti Eestimaalt ka märtriteks kristlasi. Ka paljast puhtalt selle tõttu, et nad uskusid Jumalasse, viidi need vanglatesse või siis ka vangikongidesse ja ka tapeti. Nii et meil on Eestimaal ka omad märtrid olemas ju. Nii et me teame küll, mis tähendab märtri elu, aga hetkel on hästi ja seda enam me võiksime olla osalised selles suures evangeeliumi töös.
Kas ma saan su jutust õigesti aru, et siis Märtrite Hääle toetamine palves finantsiliselt muul viisil ei ole ainult ühe väikese niši kristlaste ülesanne või missioon, vaid kas see on kõikide kristlaste ja koguduste kohus Jumala ees või kuidas sa pastorina pikka aega oled olnud, kuidas sa ütleksid ja mida piibel ütleb selle kohta?
See sõna kohus on päris karm ja seda me ei taha individuaalses ühiskonnas seda väga soovida, aga Jumal paneb südamesse ja mul tundub, et kui meil ei ole teadmist ja selle tõttu ma arvan, et Märtrite Hääle ülesanne on praegu väga informatsiooni jagada ja püha vaim annab märku. Ja ma arvan, et olen lugenud just missioniraamatut, kus oli kirjas, et kui sa tahad teha välismissionit ja sellist eriti Märtrite Hääle juures on see eriti oluline ja ma kasutan nüüd sellist sõna, kui sa tahad rikkaks saada ja sul enam ei ole rahalisi probleeme, siis hakkad toetama välismissionit ja missionit ja Märtrite Hääle ja märtrite toetamine on üks selline parim võimalus.
Ma olen kuulnud hiljuti ka Eestimaal paaris koguduses õpetust, et mida siis on propageeritud, et külva kristlastest miljonäridele, kellel on eralennukid ja väga palju juba miljoneid raha, eks. Et see oleks nagu hea pinnas, kuhu külvata. Aga jällegi palju aastaid pastorina olnuna, et mida sa ütleksid, mida Jumala sõna ütleb, et mis on parim maa, kuhu külvata?
No mina pigem arvan, et pühakiri on rohkem nagu rääkimas seda, et toetage need, kes on viletsad, kes on lesed, kes on vangis, kes on puuri pistetud ja seda sorti, kes elavad kuskil puu all või mida iganes. Ja nähes seda võimalust, eriti tänapäeval, kus on sotsiaalmeedia nii palju esile toomas kogu seda informatsiooni, siis pigem ma näen, et me peaksime nagu veidikene laiemalt vaatama meie missionit ja tegelikult, kui me vaatame, siis alates Paulusest, kes oli juba vang Kristuse pärast. Ja ega meie nendest ei ole probleemi, kes lihtsalt vangis on oma pattude pärast. Küsimus on, et see, et Kristuse pärast ja ma olen ikka nimetanud, ilma verd valamata lunastust ei ole, et veri tilgub, aga mõnes maas ta tilgub väga rohkesti ja selle tõttu kes me praegu ei tilguta verd oma märtrit seisus ja me saame vabalt kuulutada, nagu sa mainisid keespool, et siis meie ülesandeks on siiski leida need maad ülesse ja võib-olla Märtrite Hääl ongi see ühendus sinu kaudu, kes toob konkreetset isikut võib-olla esile, keda me saame isiklikult võtta, võib-olla iga kristlane võiks võtta ühe märtri näiteks endale sinna köögikapi peale ka nagu näoga lausa või siis riik, kus ta on ja hakata toetama väga konkreetset isikut või konkreetset maad nendes paikades, kus just inimesed, kristlased oma eluga kuulutavad evangeeliumi.
Kuidas nüüd reaalselt Eesti evangeelne allianss saab olla kaasas toetamas Märtrite Hääle tööd?
Kas või täna, kui ma siin olen, julgustan inimesi tegema ja kui nüüd vaadata Eesti evangeelse alliansi üldist struktuuri, siis me ei oleme püüdmas ühendada kõiki risti inimesi maa peal, sõltumata sellist, millises konfessioonis on ta on ja siis selle kanali kaudu me saame levitada kogu selle informatsiooni. Rohkem oleme nagu selline koondaja, et ühiselt võtta ette, et kui näiteks Märtrite Hääl konkreetselt tundub, nagu oleks see hääl nagu nõrk praegu, aga siis Eesti evangeelne allianss saab võimendada seda nii, et see on väga oluline ja võib-olla tõsta isegi pedestaalile nagu hetkel see asi nendel päevadel ja ma usun, et see hakkab looma meie südametesse ja kui me sellest räägime, siis inimesed kuulevad ja kuuldukse seda pühakirjast lähtuvalt, et kui kuuldakse, siis ka inimesed hakkavad toimetama ja tegutsema ja andes siis raha või lihtsalt paned põlvedele inimesi.
Suur tänu, Indrek, ja just vestlesime ka, et Ukraina pastorid on öelnud, et ei teagi, kas palvetada sõja lõppu või mitte, sest et sõda Ukrainas on tootnud sellise suure ärkamise seal, vaimuliku ärkamise, nälja Jumala järgi, nii et märtrite veri on koguduse seeme ka, nagu on Jumala sulased öelnud. Aitäh sulle! Now I will introduce you Bhagyasri from India. And I would like to ask some questions from her. So please tell shortly your testimony.
So my testimony is like I born in a very Hindu family. Of course, there are so many castes in India. So I'm the least caste. So, but still my parents, they brought up with me with so many Indian traditions. So I used to pray to idols a lot. I used to fast to idols a lot. But the thing is, like, in my life, I missed the most important thing, that is love. So my father, he addicted to drinking for somehow. And my childhood is so rough. And because of my father, that habit, alcoholic nature, we struggled a lot in our family, mostly in my mom and me. So then I was looking for love all the area. Sometimes I still remember in my schooling, I used to go back into the bus looking to a picture, Indian idol, some God we feel in India. So I was looking at it, sharing my problems, like I really want someone to love me. So at that time, there is this one girl who is a friend of me, suggests like, Bhagi, you know, there is a God who loves you. His name is Jesus. I heard it, but I'm not too into Christianity, so I said, okay, fine. But then she said, I don't know why I'm having this feeling inside me, but she says like, you will be a Christian one day, she said. Then I said, I'll write a bond for you. I will not be a Christian at any moment in my life. There is one time I was like, in my very down time, there is this one friend of me suggested to go to church, and then I went to church. So that is a really game, like that is the complete turn of my life, I can say, because at that moment, there is this word still I heard. It says like, who says you are alone when I am here? Who says there is no one loving you when I am here? Who says you are still like you are not worthy of anything? I am here. So this is the message on that day. At that time, I start reading Bible. Then I kneel down before God and ask like, Lord, if you are the true God, show me the one thing that separates others from you. Then I closed my eyes. Then it shows the cross. So at that time, I watched a movie. It's about Passion of Christ. Then I came to know, yeah, this is the God, where other gods are looking from above, looking at my things, what I'm doing, good or bad. But this God who came down for me, just to take up my sins and give his life. At that time, on that night, I said like, Lord, show me one more thing, then I'll give my life to you. So on that day, I was not sleeping, I'm awake, but someone is saying in my ears, grace, grace, grace for 3 times. So I said like, okay, Lord, now I'm yours. I know the path I choose is like very tough. I have to answerable to my parents, my family, the society, but still I choose you. At that moment, I gave my life. So what the very interesting thing is like, after getting baptism, so they gave me a name called Grace Satvika. So it's grace. Then I realized like, God, that is you who called me at that time. So
you found love, what you were seeking.
Finally I found my love.
And what after that? Did you experience persecution from your family, from your closest friends?
Yes, yes, of course. Before God, everything is fine. While I'm doing wrong, living sinful life, no one used to question me. But after believing God, like, I don't know why my friends, firstly, I'll come with my friends. So there are so many friends of mine who used to call me and say like, Bhagi, you are taking wrong decisions. How can you be a Christian? You are born Hindu. How can you convert your religion just like that? So some of my friends left me. And the remaining some people, so in India we have this thing like, we'll keep this thing, sticker, it's called bindi. So I used to take that out because I want to recognize myself as a Christian. So I removed it and I was like plain going to, so some people are saying like, you are like a widow, lost your husband, lost your family like that. You're just like a widow. I said, okay, fine. And then someone in my own family, which are really close to me, not my father, mother, sister, but someone who is really close to me, they are saying, like, maybe you are a prostitute, that's why you changed your religion.
Oh.
It's okay if you are born Christian, you can just take your permission and go to church. But in my scenario, I'm a secret Christian at that time. So my parents don't know that I am a Christian, my sister don't know. To go to church, I need someone approval. Like I have to talk to my mom and say like, I'm going to church, but my mom don't allow. So you believe it or not, for 4 years, some of my friends, some of my spiritual sisters called to the warden or hostel warden and says like, please send her to the church. I'm her mom talking. So I was sneaking to the church all the time. So like that, God gave me the grace to go for 4 years.
Yeah. How did you came to Estonia? Was it because of persecution or in what reason? And is your family still non-Christian?
My family is still non-Christian. Firstly, that is the thing. And second thing is like coming to Estonia is like in India, love marriages are not so. You can't do love marriage, like everyone won't accept it. So anyhow, my father, like he suggested he bring this marriage proposal to me, my husband, who is living in Estonia. He's also Indian, but living in Estonia. So, but my father said, please don't bring your Christianity in front of him. You shouldn't talk about it. Then I said like, Lord, if it is your will, I'm going to tell him that I am a Christian. If he accepts, then it is your will if this marriage proposal is going further or not. Because there are so many days I am praying in my bathroom because that is the peaceful place that I feel. Because my father, he don't like me to pray. So most of my prayers, strong prayers, are in my bathroom.
Most holy place.
So
sometimes it's for me as well.
Yeah, but one thing I noticed, each and every prayer that I prayed in bathroom, kneeling down in the bathroom and praying, all the prayers are answered, all the prayers.
Wow.
And then I called him, this person, and said like, I am a Christian. Firstly, I want to say this to you. I'm very near towards God, so I can't give up on Christian. So if you are okay with my religion, with my faith, then we can go further. Otherwise, no. Yeah, that's how I married him and I came to Estonia.
So he was agree then that you're
he
Christian.
Agreed to it.
And hopefully he will come to Christ as well.
I'm praying for that.
Yeah. Can you tell shortly about history of India? I understand most Indians are Hindus.
Yes.
And you have hundreds of gods, more gods.
Yeah. So yes, there are so many gods in India. And if I have to talk about history, like even I doubt like how many these gods, how they came into existence like this. So, but roughly they call these 3 gods called Shiva, Brahma and Vishnu, these 3 gods. And they say that the remaining gods are their reincarnations. So when it comes to like apart from the topic, I would like to talk about this Christianity in India. So we all know that Thomas, he was the person who came to India first. So mostly the south part of India.
So was this Thomas a disciple of Jesus?
Yes, disciple of Jesus.
Yeah.
So,
and is it historical fact that Thomas went to India? Okay.
We still have his tomb, which was a very good church that built upon his tomb. So he came to, so many people says that he came to this Kerala, and now Kerala is having mostly Christians, yes, and then he go to Chennai. And after that he faced his persecution there, and he was beaten with some stones and he died there. But still, some of the Christians still called as this, in India we call them as Thomas Christians, which are very ancient Christians in India. So then they bought up his remainings and they built a tomb and they built a church upon it. It's called Saint Thomas Basilia. So it was in Chennai right now.
Yeah, but newborn Christians, can you say about how big percent is Christians in India?
In India, the Christianity in percent is 2.4%. It will be around 30 million people. So yeah, that is the percentage of India. But while coming to the history, I really want to say this thing. So if you heard about some area in India called Mizoram, I don't know whether you people, so this is the area where it supports a lot to the, it means it evangelized the India, I can say. So this missionary starts with the people, mostly the ladies in Mizoram. They says like they always take one hand of rice in from their home and keep it aside for the use of missionary. So each and every family, so as I said, like 2.4% of population in India is Christian, and mostly 90% of Mizoram people are Christians. So they took this rice and they start their missionary work. So they offered this rice to, say they sell this rice, they make money and they send it some people to India to as a missionary. So it starts from there. So it is a very good place that I can say.
Through the Voice of Matters, I heard, I know the fact that now is going on a big persecution in Manipur in India. So what do you know about this persecution going on now there?
So to talk about the persecution, I'm also a little bit scared to talk, but still I want to say what I know. So firstly, to talk about persecution, the Manipur news is like, it was widely spread. That's why so many people know about this Manipur. But there are so many other newses also, that so many other persecutions also going in India. So when you will talk about persecution in India, so the topmost place, like the topmost place where this persecution is happening is Uttar Pradesh. So later, we will come after, it's called Jharkhand, and then Punjab, and then so on. But about this Manipur, like as I heard about it, is like there are two tribes in Manipur. So like everyone knows, one is Kukis, another one is Meiteis. So the Meiteis are like mostly the Hindu people. So they'll worship Lord Vishnu and some other gods. But when you comes to these tribals, so in India, mostly the tribal accept Christ. So the missionary came mostly to this tribal area, and so many people start believing them. So as the information that I have heard about is like, it starts with a fake news.
Yeah.
Like someone starts says like this is a person, there is a woman who started like who was raped by these tribal people. So this other hill region Kuki tribal people. So it leads to the Meiteis, like they were a little bit angrier and they started raping 2 girls, and all the chaos started. And then they went, it didn't stop there. They went to that areas and they start burning churches. Not only churches, there are, if I am frankly to speak, like not only Christians, but they also targeted other religion also. But mostly, yes, mostly Christians are the people who are affected. Because we lost so many churches there, mostly, and so many people came outside and they start praying to God on the roads, looking for God. But one thing that I'm very happy is like even though in the greatest persecutions, they are going into the areas, like they are going into the forests, they are kneeling down, they are praying for them and they are praying for the other groups forgiveness. So that is the beauty that I see in that situation. But if I have to talk with the persecution, yes, it is there. It is a lot.
Have you heard about Voice of Martyrs before? And do you know what kind of work are we doing in India?
Yes. To be very frankly to speak, I have heard about this Voice of Martyrs after coming to here. And I have been in my church. So there I heard about it. And I really felt amazing because there are so many missionaries that we are ourselves funding them, because in my church we usually fund them in India, fund them, and they are going and so when I listen like someone are funding and someone are doing this kind of things in India to increase this Christianity, to increase the people whom like me who believed in God, it was really, I felt really amazing. But yes, this is here itself I heard about Voice of Martyrs.
Can you say shortly prayer requests, bigger prayer requests for India?
Yes, I'll say. Firstly, like yes, the persecution is there in India, but still you can preach. But don't expect like everyone will greet you and everyone will accept Christ. No, it won't be. In some places, it will be really tough if you will preach the gospel.
Yeah.
So the one prayer request that I want to ask beside from India is, I won't say like there should not be any persecution, because everyone knows that won't happen. But I am asking like India really need a revival. India really need this strength to bear this persecution and still stand for God. Yeah. So if I would be a person from India, if I want to ask something, like I'm still an Indian, if I want to ask a prayer request from Estonia or from everywhere, I'll ask this one, like, pray for us to stand for Christ even though there will be more and more persecution, because we are ready to stand for God.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much for an interview. Te saate olla kaasas Märtrite Hääle töö toetamisega. Just kuulsite India palvesoove. Paluge, et Indias kristlased võiks kuulutada evangeeliumi Jumala tarkusega ja pühavaimu juhtimisega, ja isegi kui tagakius suureneb, nad võiks jääda kindlaks. Ja paluge ka, et Märtrite Hääle abi jõuaks Manipuri kristlasteni, kes on praegu ka rasedad naised, väikeste lastega pered on põgenenud kuskil steppides seal metsades ja palvetavad andestust oma tagakiusajatele, nagu me kuulsime, siis paluge, et Jeesus võiks olla nendega seal ja kinnitada neid. Ja võtke toetada ka Indiat. Märtrite Hääle kontonumber jookseb ka läbi kindlasti ja saate sinna toetuse panna India jaoks, mis edastatakse siis Märtrite Hääle kontaktisikute kaudu sihtkohtadesse, abivajajateni. Olge hoitud, olge õnnistatud.